Welcome to Nightmare Echoes. Listen, scream, and embrace your horror obsession. In this episode, Margo is here to cover all the trauma that she endured by watching Ari Aster's film, Midsommar. She was great in being willing to talk about this movie that may have scarred her for life. In talking with her about horror movies, which I like to do, I could tell that this one left an amazing or a horrific impression. That is why I thought it'd be perfect to have her talk about this movie. Next week on the podcast, we are covering Damien Leone's Terrifier. Enjoy the show.
This is how I remember it. Now, I've seen the movie when it was in theaters, which was how long ago? Do you remember when it came out?
2017? Is that right?
Yeah.
No, 2019.
Because I was told that it wasn't scary. Is it not scary? Kind of, no. And kind of, it's the most horrifying movie I've ever seen in my life. So we start out that this woman kills herself by suicide by car exhaust in the most horrific way that you possibly could, which she like tapes the hose from the car exhaust and then like tapes it to her door and then her parents' door. Why?
Yeah.
Why? And then her like, sister is like calling her. I mean, I'm probably remembering this out of order, but that's fine. Her sister's calling her and she's like worried and her boyfriend's like, don't worry about it, it's fine. And then I guess the police or whatever call her finally to tell her that her whole family's dead. Surprise. And the look on the faces of the dead people is horrifying. And as soon as I watched, this is like in the first 10 minutes of the movie. And as soon as I watched this, I thought, oh no, this is not for me. But I should have walked out of the theater. But oh no, I continued on. So then very, very disturbing imagery, extremely disturbing. So anyway, she's very depressed, obviously, because her whole family just got killed. And she was worried about her sister and she didn't do anything about it. So she's feeling guilty about that. Her boyfriend's being a real jerk. Is it clear he wants to break up with her? I'm pretty sure.
He tells his group of friends that
yeah,
he can't decide if he breaks up with her, if he's going to regret it and want her back later, and he won't be able to get her back.
Ugh, gosh. I mean, like, it could be that he wants to break up with her, but he feels bad because she's so depressed about her family dying. But, like, I'm like, if I was in that scenario, I'd rather him just break up with me personally.
Yeah, that was before her family died, so I felt like he felt obligated to stick around for a certain period of time after her family passed away. Yeah,
whatever. He's a jerk, okay?
Yeah,
I'm not going to say he deserves to die because I don't think being a jerk means he deserved to die. But you sure don't feel that bad about it in the movie. But anyway, so then one of he has like this group of dudes, his guy friends, and one of them is from Sweden and he's going home for a Midsommar celebration in his hometown and he invites them to come with him. I don't remember. Was she upset because her boyfriend is going without her?
Yeah, she finds out at a party that
they don't
they're all
tell.
going.
Yeah, he doesn't tell her.
Yeah, he's like, jerk. I definitely brought it up. She said you were thinking about it, but you didn't say you were going.
Yes, but then the Swedish guy invites her to go too. You can tell that her boyfriend is not keen on this idea.
So he pretends to invite her thinking she'll definitely say no because she knows it's not the right thing to do.
Oh, the boyfriend.
The boyfriend does.
Oh.
And the friend Mark said, so she's not really coming. Like, she's not really coming. So she comes in. And Pele, who's the one that lives in Sweden, or is from Sweden,
convinced her to go or something.
He's like, so you're heading there, right? She's like, if you'll have me. It's like, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
And then Mark's instantly pissed off. Can you look at this paragraph with me in another room?
Yeah. He doesn't want her to go. He wants it to be a bros trip, or at least he just wants to get rid of her.
He thinks they're going to go there and sleep with as many Swedish women that exist.
Ugh. But also, like, I'm going to sympathize him for a little because of it. She's been a real drag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like living with a depressed person for like a long time.
3.5 years.
It's
or
like,
she said 4 years.
However, it's probably like, ugh. But to me, I would have been like, you go to therapy and you fix this or we're breaking up. I can't. Right? Like at some point you have to look after yourself. But he's a jerk, so I don't care about him.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, what's her name's acting in this movie is very, very good.
So Florence Pugh
Florence
plays
Pugh.
Danny.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Extremely good. Actually, everyone's pretty good in this movie.
They all play the roles they're supposed to play. They're believable to be assholes or idiots or really bad friends.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, they all go. First, they go to like a stopover where they're like doing drugs or something in a field. I don't remember.
They all have to, they all are told they need to take the drugs at the same time. Danny doesn't want to do them. Christian said he's trying to be a good boyfriend at this point.
Yeah.
He says he'll wait to do them when she's ready to do the drugs. Mark is the one that gets upset, saying, no, then we're going to have different trips. You can't take drugs at different times.
Mark? Which one's Mark?
Mark's the one that eventually pees on the sacred
Oh,
tree.
he's the worst.
He's the worst one, right? He's the one that really, in his head, he thinks he's going to go there and have sex with every Swedish woman ever,
worst.
right? We also have Josh, who is
that's what's his name? Something Harper.
William Jackson Harper.
Yeah, he's from The Good Place.
Okay.
Did you watch that show?
I did not watch that.
I love that show. I rewatch. That's one of my rewatchers. But yeah, he's like a grad student or something. But anyway, he seems pretty fine this whole movie. Right. He does one thing that's kind of messed up, but overall he seems like the nicest one out of the group. Right. But anyway, so they end up doing the drugs. Florence Pugh has some kind of like weird trip in the bathroom or something. I don't remember. Something happens to her in the bathroom.
She wakes up and it's the next day already, and she never saw the darkness, which really bothers her.
Oh, well, it's also like, I think it's like a situation where there's not a lot of night, right?
It's very, there was like 3 hours of nighttime.
It's like close to the pole or whatever. Yeah. So, yeah, like Alaska or wherever they are.
Right.
But anyway, whatever. There's some kind of weird imagery in the bathroom or something. I don't remember. But anyway, that was creepy. But overall, this is very beautiful shot movie.
Right.
Except for the beginning creep out. But yeah, the field or wherever they are, it's very beautiful. Anyway, they go down to wherever Swede guy is from.
Hello.
It's very culty. Okay, right off the bat, they're wearing cult outfits.
All white and flowery?
Yeah, they look like they're from like another time, almost like their outfits, but very pretty.
Yeah.
It's kind of mumbo jumbo at this point, don't remember, but let me just say what comes to mind, I guess.
Sure.
I remember they're like all sleeping in this like communal house, which is kind of fun. It's like a camp over kind of feel.
Right.
But not really, because they're in creepoid city.
Yeah, you get some of the rules in this house that the kids sleep somewhere from 0 to 18 years of age. Mm-hmm. They sleep in here from 18 to 36, which they call like the adult years. And then the elderly are 36 to 72.
Okay, yeah.
And the moment they hit 73, life is over. Yeah. They kind of joke about it, but they don't understand that it's not a joke. Right.
Okay, so they like go to dinner. No, I don't remember exactly.
I'll take over.
I'll just say it, and you can fill in the gaps. I remember. Are they drinking some kind of like drugged out juice or something? Does that happen?
They do drug them a lot throughout this whole movie. They get drugged a lot.
Drugging them a lot.
They're high pretty much the whole summer. I feel like.
Let's throw out the highlights.
Right. Okay.
There's like a religious book that they have that they told them they're not allowed to like touch. Only one person's allowed to read it. I think it seems like this guy who was it? Is it a kid or is it a grown up who has like a mental learning disability or something?
They purposely inbreed a certain amount of people so they can get somebody that is born with Down syndrome. Yeah. So that person will draw in books, then their priest interpret those symbols to know what they're supposed to do in their religion. Okay. But what happens pretty much after this first sleeping arrangements and eating at the dinner, they invite them all to this ceremony. And at the ceremony, it's when 2 people in the village have just turned 73.
Is this at the very beginning?
It's pretty close to the beginning, right?
Okay, yeah. So they're doing this, the 2 elders of the village, they're doing the ceremony. They go up onto like the cliff or like the mountain, like very high up. They're all for it. Okay. They're not being pushed, right? Yeah. But they leap to their deaths. I mean, okay, first off, the thought process is kind of beautiful behind it. I'm sure this is why people love this movie, but it's like they think of death as part of life. Like they don't think of it as an ending. They think of it
recycling.
Yeah, like it's just a part of life. And so would you say it's 72? Or 73.
They lived through 72, so I imagine when they hit 73, maybe it was 72, they jump off the cliff. Yeah.
So anyway, so they jump off the cliff, which is already horrifying. But then one of them survives the fall somehow, and they had to bash his head in. Yikes. Yikes. Here's another part of the movie that I'm like, no, why? No. Because like it's not what's happening. It's not that it's scary exactly. It's just like the imagery of it happening.
It's very horrific.
It's horrific and disturbing. And I give kudos to the director, so much cinematography and all that by making it so. But is this the same one who did The Witch?
Ari Aster did Hereditary.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Witch is the guy who did The Lighthouse with Robert Pattinson, which I haven't seen either of those either. I wonder if those are scary or not. Have you seen them?
I own The Witch. I haven't watched it yet.
I mean, I don't think Lighthouse is scary. Is The Witch scary?
I don't know. I said I bought it, but I haven't watched it yet.
I already know what happens in it.
Okay.
Because I don't mind spoilers. But anyway, okay, so that happens, and you're like, yikes.
Mm-hmm. We get the two people, Connie and Simon, who they met. They're a couple that have been dating way less than Danny and Christian.
Okay.
And they're already engaged. But then the man disappears. They claim that
the man.
They,
these are outsiders too.
Yeah, these are other outsiders.
Yeah.
They claim that he took off because there was only enough room for two in the truck.
I remember. They get very upset.
They do.
They get extremely upset when this happens, and they like cause a commotion, and they're being very disrespectful, which I mean, kind of understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they want to leave. Yeah.
But we only get from the girl's point of view, Connie, that her fiance, Simon, has left on the first truck to go because the truck only fit two. She tries to tell the elderly or the guy
truck
there.
Only fits two.
That
what
she
kind
would
of
have
truck
sat,
only fits two?
I don't know. And she says that she would have sat on his lap and they say, we don't break laws here.
Yeah.
So he'll come back and he'll come get you next.
Yeah.
And,
I guess it's a truck that only has two seats up front.
Right. And so then Danny tries to tell Christian, who has decided that he's going to steal his friend's research paper idea. On the same
he's
spot.
a jerk. So, So what is his name? Harper. I mean, Jackson Harper is the actor's name. Josh. Yeah, he wants to do his like grad school paper on this like society or whatever.
Right.
So he's studying them, and yeah, Josh wants to steal it because
Christian wants to steal it.
Whatever, the boyfriend, because he's a real jerk.
Yeah, he can't come up with his own ideas. And
I mean, I watched this movie a long time ago. I certainly don't remember anyone's names.
No,
I don't remember them. At a good day.
But
I watched it yesterday. I don't remember.
I'm here to help with that part.
Okay. So yeah, jerk.
Right. Then
he deserves to die.
They both fight over this. Then apparently Christian goes to Pele first, asking if he can do the research paper on them. And so since he beat Josh to it, they make Josh agree that they'll both get to do the research as long as they don't fight over it. But they do tell him that they can't look at this book.
Yeah.
Josh sees this book. They're showing him the book.
The religious book,
which they're not supposed to look at. They did bend the rules to let them look at the book. But he asked if they could take a picture. And the guy's like, absolutely not. Like, what do you not understand about this?
Yeah.
The one bad thing that he does do is he wakes up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
He starts going to the book. Now, meanwhile, the guy that we don't like at all, Mark, had peed on their sacred tree.
Like the sacred tree that has like the souls of their ancestors.
It's like I think they put all the ashes there.
I don't know, but it's like it's like a religious sacred spot,
right? And
he pees. I'm like, there's so many spots to pee, dude. That's what you did. He know about it?
I don't think he knows it. I think he just sees a dead tree and it's like, oh, I'll just pee right here.
I thought he did know. Okay.
I don't think he knew.
All right.
But so one of the elders freaks out. Yeah. They escort him away. Later, when they're eating, this girl who had previously seemed to be interested in him, like gives him a look, lures him off. He thinks he's going to get lucky. But when we see when Josh is breaking into this temple at night to look at this book, he thinks he sees Mark, but it's really someone else wearing Mark's skin, his face, on top of theirs. They've made a mask out of Mark's face.
Yeah, that's always cool when you make masks out of people's faces.
And so...
So yeah, I mean, people are getting murdered.
Right. So we have pretty much Danny and Christian are all that left of these people that came to visit.
You're not seeing, I feel like you don't see all the murders. You just see that something happened to them and they don't pop back up. You see them at the end.
Right.
Oh yeah, you see them at the end.
So two things are happening at once. They're trying to include Danny in more activities. She helps them do
they really like Danny a lot. Yeah, they're really welcoming her in.
Crafts.
Yeah.
Christian gets escorted off to some meeting where an elder asks him if he's been selected to mate with this other...
Yeah, this girl has been like flirting with him.
Yeah, her name is Maja.
Sure, whatever.
She's this redhead girl who's this... I'm born on the same day as Pele, apparently is what he said.
Okay, I don't care.
But but the elder asks if he'd be willing to sleep with her. You don't hear him say yes or no. They keep giving him drugs the rest of this time.
Yeah.
He actually tries to deny them, saying he'll think he has a bad trip, but they won't take no for an answer. They keep pushing it, and he eventually takes more and more drugs.
Yeah.
Then our main character, Danny, gets invited to participate in this little contest where they dance around.
It's like last person to drop contest. I think
she doesn't even know how to do the dance, but they teach her. She's on more and more drugs this whole time.
Is she on drugs?
During her trip, she starts speaking and understanding Swedish. She's like, I don't speak Swedish. She's like, you're doing it now. And she's like, I'm what? And she starts speaking back and forth in Swedish. And the subtitles are telling us what they're doing.
Did I block this out? Don't remember this. But yeah.
So
she wins the contest.
At first they celebrate when they're the top 8. She can't believe they're there.
Yeah.
She's laughing. She's talking to one girl who's in the top 3
She's
with
having
her.
a great time.
And that girl's distracted talking to Danny. She bumps into the other girl. They all fall over. And everybody jumps up to rejoice that Danny has become the Midsommar queen.
The flower queen or something like that. Oh, I forgot to mention that this is a special event.
Yes.
Like they're having like a once in however many year event right now, this Midsommar event that it doesn't happen like all the time. So, okay, at this point, do we have a sex scene? We have the weird sex scene with...
So when
or does something happen first?
Yeah, I know. So they take her to a celebration. They lift her up on this like wooden round circle that like 8 people are holding. So she's got a balance on it.
Yeah.
And she looks back to see him, but they pull him away. They take him to this weird, I guess it's like a cabin.
Well,
where
all cabins, I guess.
where I would say 80% of the women are all there naked. The redhead woman that he's supposed to mate with is there on the ground. He's tripping. He is. And he goes in to sleep with her, but all the other women start surrounding him. And then one of the oldest women in the village is pushing his butt to like help him thrust.
Yeah, basically they're all there having like he's only having sex with this one girl, but like they're all participating in kind of a way, like they're surrounding and just having a gosh darn good time.
And so,
but this is the theme of this movie, is this whole village or whatever, they have their emotional, like really strong emotional like outbursts or whatever together, right?
Yeah, they're
like
able
they cry
to feel
together,
what everybody else can do,
or at least they're like. Yeah, I don't think they're actually feeling it.
You think they're just really good actors?
No. I mean, I think they are, but I don't think it's like a second connection or anything.
Okay.
I'm just like, I think they're just like, one person's sad, we're going to be sad with you. One person's that kind of thing. So anyway, what's her name figured out?
Yeah, so she goes.
She sees it or what?
Yeah, Danny asks what's in that building. The woman that's helping her like celebrate with all the other maid queens says that's not for you.
Yeah.
But she goes in anyway. She looks in. She starts crying. She runs to the sleeping area, and as she starts wailing, all the other women wail
that's what
with
I mean.
her.
Like, I think it's like they're sharing the burden kind of their emotion.
Right.
Which is another like kind of beautiful thing in this movie.
Yeah.
But doesn't make the movie beautiful in my opinion. I mean, it's literally
beautiful to look at.
It's very beautiful to look at.
Yeah.
Except for the horrific scenes. The ideas of the movie are very beautiful, but it's a horrifying movie. So anyway, okay. So we're getting close to the end now.
Right.
Oh, have we shown how we're having lessons about how to skin a bear yet?
We're about to. Yeah. They do that on the side.
There's been a bear in a cage.
Yeah. Someone walks by and they go, "Are we going to address this bear?" And like, what? It's a bear in a cage.
Yeah, exactly. This whole time there's just a bear there.
Yeah. Around. And there's also a lot of imagery that are on like blankets or things that they've painted that show you the events of the film that are going to happen, but they go by so fast. Some of it's very disturbing. They show a woman using her menstrual cycle, I think, to go into a tea and cutting off her pubes to go into a pie for the man that she wants to be with, which is very disturbing imagery. But yeah, we see all this preparation for this big ceremony. There's that big yellow building that they said was off limits. It's like a very religious thing.
Yeah.
We cut to Danny sitting in the middle of the circle. Christian is on enough drugs. They tell him, you're awake, but you can't speak and you can't move.
Yeah, he's like paralyzed.
Right. They've paralyzed him. And they go over that this big
ritual. So it's like eyes can move, but that's about it.
Right. They go over this big ritual. that it's this happens, I don't know, every 50 or 100 years or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
And they need to sacrifice 9 people. 2 were the 2 elders that have already
Yeah,
been.
they all have like, oh no, I don't think were the elders part of it.
I thought they were counted
I thought
2.
that was-
Because they contribute 4 total people. 2 step up
So
to volunteer.
I know but they all had, they all had like archetypes, right? Like there was like, only remember the fool, but there's like, they all like stood for an archetype.
I'm not sure if they're the elders, but I know that.
I didn't think the elders had anything to do with it. I thought that was
Okay.
just.
Well, we get Josh, Mark, Connie, Simon were the 4 already.
Yeah.
Right? Then I thought there were the 2 elders, and then 2 other people from their tribe walk up to volunteer.
So, because I thought
That's a
only
total
the
of 8.
people in the burning hut were part of the.
I think it was all but those other 2, because that's how I'm counting them, right? Josh, Mark, Connie, and Simon are all who've disappeared so far. Then they have the 2 elders. Then they get 2 volunteers from the village to come up willing to die.
Yeah.
That's 8, and they need 9 total people. So then they let Danny choose between this one random person that they use like a bingo system. It drops a ball out, and the name that pops up on that is the one they're supposed to sacrifice. So they're like, Danny, do you want to sacrifice this villager that won the bingo?
Yes.
Or do you want
and you can save your boyfriend.
Or do you want to kill your boyfriend? And since she just saw that he was sleeping with another
he's been
girl.
a jerk to her the whole time.
Yeah, it's been a jerk to the whole time.
That's the main theme of the movie. Don't be a jerk boyfriend.
Or a jerk anybody when it comes to people's, I guess, religion or belief or their culture. Go in there trying to understand their culture, and they'll go pee on their tree.
Yeah, don't pee on a tree. Right. Don't pee on a religious tree.
So he's being stuffed into a bear. They're putting their 2 volunteers.
Yeah, this is a real
in
bear
there as well.
They put him in the bear skin, but like he's the bear, like with his head sticking out.
Oh, right. I know why it was the 2 elders, because they had these statues that they made of the 2 elders that looked like their faces of the 2 people that had jumped off the cliff.
Okay.
And they put those statues, as well as all the dead bodies that they've already collected, and these 2 volunteers plus Christian. They give the 2 volunteers this medicine that's supposed to mean that they feel no pain, and they light the whole building on fire. But you hear those people screaming in pain.
Yeah,
like that medicine did not work.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know what you're going to give anybody unless you're going to knock them out completely.
Yeah.
That you're not going to feel yourself being burned alive.
Right.
But the whole town is like yelling with them.
Right, because Danny's screaming at this point, and they're all screaming with her.
Yeah.
Because they're all in harmony with her.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the significance of all the sacrifices, but I couldn't in a quick Google search. But yeah, it seems like they were all like stood for some kind of like archetype to be sacrificed. But yeah. But anyway, at the end, it's a really happy ending.
Well, she's found a family.
Yeah.
And so I would say that is like, happy.
She's like primed for cult life. Her whole family's dead.
Yep.
She's like mentally unbalanced.
She found a bunch of people that are welcoming.
Yeah. Very welcoming. So anyway, and we also find out that the Swedish guy was meant to go out and find sacrifices.
Yeah.
And he also brought in a new breeding person.
Yeah. So
Danny.
So Pele, they welcome him as like the best villager of the year.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, you did it.
He's gone out to do the most, which is crazy. One thing I did like about the movie was that normally horror is a very dark atmosphere, and this had a very bright atmosphere.
Yeah.
Which is cool. There's a little bit of darkness when one of the characters wakes up at night to try to steal the book.
I still think about the guy in the bear costume and like don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah. Interestingly, so this movie was like 2 hours and 22 minutes. The director's cut is 9 minutes short of 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
And I can't find it purchasable anywhere.
What? Why would you want to make that movie longer? What's going on?
I don't know. I want to see it so I know at least.
No, thanks.
At some time.
I don't ever want to see this movie again. I don't like that you made me think about it again. Right. Even though I do think about it a lot. I mean, there you go. This movie will stay with you. There's a lot to think about in this movie. It had a lot of discussion between people. It'll give you like bad thoughts for the rest of your life.
It definitely deals a lot with grief and trauma.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
As we see Danny and all of her suffering, losing her whole family, not sure what to do. She's got no one left in her life, really, except for her boyfriend.
Sucky boyfriend.
You're right.
I think she does have a friend.
She did. She called someone in the beginning.
Yeah. I wish her friend had been like, dump that guy and come stay with me or something.
Yeah.
But no. But, she found a great place to live in Sweden. I think they have free healthcare there. So
They have a lot of imagery with the flowers, particularly the maypole, the flower crown.
oh yeah, she's like wearing a huge flower outfit, which I think was in the trailer, which looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's the one that she ends in the last one is freaking wide.
Yeah.
This massive amount of flowers. And because we're tripping the whole time, or the characters are supposed to be, one time the crown that she's wearing, like it's like the flowers have mouths that are opening and closing, which was really tripping me out. It was pretty crazy.
Don't watch this movie.
Oh man. So some people argue that Christian was raped because they gave him so much drugs and forced him into the sex.
I for sure date raped, I would say. I think that he was definitely into doing something with the woman. Like that was clear from the movie, but like it definitely wasn't a hard consent for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And you brought it up, but for Simon and Connie, at the first viewing, I couldn't figure out why they were decided to be killed, because I didn't think they did anything wrong. But on second viewing is when I saw when the two people jump off the cliff, they made a really big deal.
Yeah, basically
about it not
like
being right.
Yeah, like they were condemning their religion, which I could see you being horrified by it, but they were like basically, they were being really disrespectful. I mean, I don't know. Nobody else was being that. They were like upset by it, but
yeah, it's also crazy that they basically police who is allowed to be bred or not. Yeah, and they have to bring visitors in from the outside. So that they always get stuck with inbreeding. Although sometimes they want inbreeding to get that person that can do the book. But they do mention somewhere that every once in a while the council will let cousins get married to each other.
It's actually
so interesting.
I mean, this society probably it's pretty close to getting inbred. But actually, in today's day and age, you can probably First off, I am not saying this is a good idea, nor am I saying everyone should do it. I'm just saying biologically, it'd probably be fine. Like if you procreated with even like a sibling, we're probably pretty okay, because we've diversified enough. Now, probably in like small countries, no, right? Like probably Sweden, maybe not. But like first cousins, probably completely fine. We're in America anyway. Yeah. I'm only talking genetically. I'm not talking like, is that too weird? Yeah, it's weird. But, anyway, that's just an FYI for everybody who was like, I wonder if we could do some inbreeding. Yeah, you could.
One other thing I like is that A24, which put out this movie, always does a unique symbol for their opening. Like every movie that you see the A24 logo is different, which everybody, like Universal's had the same logo for decades, right? But every movie the A24 comes out. So this one had a bunch of flowers forming the A24, and I think they were blown away or whatever in the outline, which was pretty cool.
Very off topic. Did A24 did that movie? Oh, Annihilation. Did A24 do Annihilation?
Let's ask Google. Did A24 do Annihilation? No, Paramount did it.
Oh, okay, never mind.
All right.
I don't know why I thought that.
But yeah.
I don't know even why I brought that up.
Okay, that's cool. But what I think is cool is that every A24 film, you can look up a YouTube video that shows you like all the openings, and they're all different. But I just thought it was pretty cool that they did this one with flowers.
That's cool. Yeah.
But thanks for visiting your trauma with me, Margo. I knew that you had enough passion. When we talked about it before, you remembered enough.
So usually if I've seen a movie and we're doing it on the podcast, I'll rewatch the movie because I don't remember half. As if anybody listened to my incoherent recap of Warm Bodies that I've seen a lot of times, you'll know that I do not remember what happened in things, which is good for rewatching because it's like a new experience again. Right. But so I had to rewatch movies if we're going to do it on the podcast. But this one I refused. I was like, absolutely not. I will not rewatch that. Nope.
Well, I appreciate you for that, because I know it's a crazy film to watch. It's pretty intense to talk about and think about.
It's a beloved movie.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people will rewatch it.
I rewatched it last night.
Yeah, they really like it. I just can't. No thanks.
I get it. All right. All right. Well, thank you for being here. All right, so that was our episode on Midsommar. Thank you, Margo, for revisiting your trauma for that. I did want to cover a few other modern folk horror. So if you like this, but you want to see what other folk horror is out there, I watched 3 films that I want to talk about a little bit so that you have something else you can go watch after this. We have The Feast, which is directed by Lee Haven Jones. It's on AMC Plus. According to IMDb, their summary is it follows a young woman servant who is serving a privileged guest at a dinner party in a remote house in rural Wales, and the assembled guests do not realize they're about to eat their last supper. I would add that the young woman that plays Caddy is just a little off in this weird, creepy way, but you don't know why. And also, The Feast is definitely not for the squeamish. It is a gross movie. What I loved instantly about this movie, which is weird and funny, is I'm watching it and the house is this really long, has these long corridors. It has this unique look. And in my brain says, I know this house. Why do I know this house? And then my brain goes, oh, it's from that Kevin Bacon movie. So I had to look it up. A different horror movie called You Should Have Left. Same beautiful house. I thought it was just weird that 2 horror movies that came out kind of near each other were both filmed in this house, which is really interesting. But there's this rich family that you find out that they are doing stuff to the land to make money, and that the folk horror in there says like, hey, folk tales say you don't touch this type of land. They're trying to make this business deal with a neighbor. The neighbor's trying to warn them that that's not a good idea, and this stuff goes crazy. So I think it's a good watch. Again, The Feast, it's on AMC Plus. Then The Ritual came out in 2017. It's directed by David Bruckner. It is a straight-to-Netflix movie. We have several friends that they're all drinking and they want to go on this trip. They don't know where they want to go. They're all debating what they want to go do. One of them wants to go to a hike on this long hike. Other people think that's just boring. Why would you want to go hiking for days? As the party ends, one of the guys doesn't want to stop drinking. He seems to be the one that is less moved on from like their college days. Everybody else has settled down, started having kids, but he doesn't. He just wants to party more. He hasn't done any of that. So he wants to go buy more alcohol, and no one wants to go with him. He convinces a friend to go with him anyway. But when they get inside, they're joking around, they're looking at alcohol, and then they just notice in the corner of their eyes that there's a store clerk who looks beat up, and she's on the floor like she's cowering, and they're like, oh crap, this place is being robbed. Right then, the robbers come out. Now, the guy that didn't want to stop partying instantly runs and hide. So the guy that just went to the liquor store to support him is out there. The robbers start asking for his wallet. He hands it over. They want his keys. He gives them over. Then when he goes for the wedding ring, he doesn't want to hand it over. So they kill him and he dies because he didn't want to give up his wedding ring. And so then we cut to all these group of friends now sometime later on this trip that the guy that died wanted to go to. And this was the hike through Sweden. So they go on this long hike through Sweden. One of the group of their friends who is, they always claim that he fakes being hurt all the time. He over-exaggerates his pain. He seems to sprain his ankle. And they gather as a group saying, if we're not careful, he's going to have us carrying him like a queen through the rest of this trip. And we don't want to do that.
What a dream.
And so they decide that what they should do is go through this forest area. So just like the movie before it, there's this forest area that the lore would tell you don't mess with, but they decide to trek through that area because it's going to cut a day off their trip. They find this kind of cabin in the woods that looks messed up. They find some creepy statues and creepy writing on the wall. They don't know, but danger is coming for them. Weird stuff happens after that. Then the last one I watched is called In the Earth. Came out in 2021. It's directed by Ben Wheatley, and it's on Hulu. The story revolves around a guy who's on this trip to see an old friend who is a researcher. You find out in the movie later on that they were married, but they're now divorced. But for some reason, he's being called. In his head, he feels like he has to go see this person. So at this research station, they give him a physical. He tells them that he has ringworm, but he's taking medicine for it. He lies about having kept up with his exercises, and he walks miles all the time. So this 2-day trek should be no problem. So we find out he has to go accompanied by a park ranger who knows how to get him there. It's supposed to be a 2-day trek, so by day 2 they should have arrived. But because he lied about exercising, it takes them longer, and they have to camp for a second night. And on their second night, the most horrific thing happens towards the beginning of this movie. While they're asleep, someone comes up to the tent and starts beating the crap out of them while they're stuck in the tent. So you can't even defend yourself because you're zipped up in this tent, and what can you do? And that, I would say, scared me more than most horror movies, because that seems like a real life thing that could happen to you. Like, I can't even get out of this tent to defend myself. This sucks. So they wake up all their stuff is gone. Their cell phones are smashed. They don't even have shoes anymore. So it's just like the movie goes on there. It gets way crazier there. I will say that it is very beautifully shot. There's a lot of bright colors. People say you should have watched it in theaters. I didn't even know about this movie until it was on Hulu. But it's a very beautiful movie. Definitely disturbing. And that shock was crazy for me. So those are 3 movies that if you like folk horror, that you might want to do. Also, I want to mention Margo called me out for never seeing The Witch while watching this. I have now seen The Witch 2015. No, you just asked. You asked if I saw The Witch. And I was like, no, I hadn't.
But I got confused. It wasn't The Witch. It was Hereditary. Right.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Whatever.
But
yeah.
I did mention this podcast that I had not seen The Witch.
Yeah.
But now I've seen The Witch. I see where some people on the internet think it's slow and boring, but I think it's just paced really well. And I don't think it's really scary. There's some horrific imagery, but nothing's just right out like a jump scare and nothing that's like too terrifying. But things slowly build up in The Witch, and I love what's happening to this family and how they act in the situation that they're kind of just stuck in and they can't do anything about. And I think it's done really well, but I can see how people think it's too slow for them, not paced well enough. The ending kind of confused me. I had to watch it again to really see what was going on. But I do like The Witch. I'm glad that I finally watched it. So Margo, thank you for making me go watch it.
Because I guess I did shame you a little bit. Like you've not seen The Witch.
Right, I know.
I mean, I haven't seen it on purpose.
Right.
But maybe I should if it's not that scary. Hard to say.
I don't know. I can describe to you some of the stuff that happens.
We'll revisit this later.
All right.
Maybe that's down the road. Watcher.
But again, thank you for listening to this episode. If you like what you hear, please like and subscribe. Give us a 5-star review.
Yeah, enjoy my trauma revisited.
Yeah, thank you, Margo, for doing that for the podcast.
Put the thought of Midsommar back into my head.
All right. Thanks for being here. Bye.
Bye.